It is Thursday. That means Thursday night football, and that means pick'ems. What is up, football fans? Yes, today we are going to be picking this week's games. I'm going to tell you who is in the lead in the Pick'em League, who is in the lead between me and my father, who will be here Sunday for the Dolphins-Colts game. So if you're around Sunday, you want to watch the live stream with me and my dad, and you enjoyed the Buffalo Bills game besides the game, but hanging out with me and my dad, he will be here Sunday to live stream with me. But before we jump into all that good stuff, I have to shout out a new member. I'm going to just pop the name up. I don't know what it means, but I don't want to say it because I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for saying it. But thank you for joining the membership. I do greatly appreciate it. Also, check out patchvibes.com. I talk about them a ton. They have great stuff from pins, patches, t-shirts, hats. Use the promo code DDW2. You get yourself 20% off. And I've talked about these guys countless times. Backroom Collections. Go to backroomcollections.net. Grab yourself some fantastic artwork to hang out in your she shed, your man cave. Give them to your grandparents. If they like football teams, baseball teams, basketball teams, use the promo code DDW. You get yourself 10% off some fantastic artwork. Go over there, check it out. So I'm going to give you guys the top. It's a tie for, there's like a four-way tie for third. So I'm giving you the top three of the Pick'em Leagues. And number one is RJ Wilbur, 87. Number two is Dr. Steve Before's picks. Number three is Louis 039, and also tied for third, Ben 6154. Other tied for third, Dank 502. And finally, ESPN Fan 9. Yeah, I'm not saying that whole thing, but those are the top, and I'm getting up there. I think I'm ranked like 90 something right now, and we have 654 of you guys in here. I'm getting up there. I did real well last week. I went 11-5 last week. My father went 10-6. We are now officially tied at 28-20 on our overall record, so I ain't doing too bad. But let's jump into these picks. Let's talk about tonight's game, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Cincinnati, who's got real hot, 2-1. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is just having a bad time so far in these three games, throwing a ton of interceptions, just not looking like the number one overall pick. Again, he is a rookie. It is the rookie year. It is his third game. Need to take a break. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about a ton of rookies when people over criticize or overanalyze it, even though they're not doing it for him. But I'm going with Cincinnati here. I think that they just have the better team, and I think Joe Burrow's real hot right now, and I don't think Jacksonville, especially with them trying to trade their corner, or they think they traded their corner for a tight end or something. I don't know what they were doing. I'm going with Cincinnati. My dad's actually going with Jacksonville here. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him on Sunday. And then we have the first 1 o'clock game, which is the Tennessee Titans taking on the New York Jets, another team with a rookie quarterback who is not doing good. The number one and number two quarterbacks from last year's draft, actually all the quarterbacks from last year's draft, yeah, even Mac Jones wasn't even doing too well. Just doing real bad so far. And does that mean that this draft class of quarterbacks isn't good? I don't know. Too early to tell. But Tennessee Titans went and beat the Colts, who we'll be talking about them tomorrow. Have a quarterback with two bad ankles. Their guard is out. It's not good. I'm going with Tennessee. Tennessee is going to beat down on them, Jets, and so is my father. My father thinks that too. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 1-2. Good on you, Chargers. I almost said San Diego. Good on you, Chargers, for beating those Chiefs. 1-2, taking on the Eagles, who Jalen Hurts is hurting. It ain't looking good for him either. Oh, yeah. I'm going with the Chiefs. My dad are going with the Chiefs. We think this is going to be a bounce-back game for them. Got really close to beating those Chargers. Chiefs made some stupid plays late in that game to give that game to the Chargers. Me and my dad are going with the Chiefs. Then we have the 3-0 Panthers. 3-0 last week, putting a beat down on the Houston Texans, taking on them Cowboys, who put a beat down on the Eagles last week. I'm actually going Cowboys in this one. I like the way the Cowboys are playing. Cowboys are home. One more time, Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys, and I think the Panthers, at some point it was a closer game with the Texans than it probably should have been. So I'm going with the Cowboys in that aspect, and so is my father. Then we have the New York Giants, who again just could not pull out that victory. Another 3-point loss. They lost to Washington. Now they lost to the Falcons in a close one. Giants just couldn't pull out that victory, taking on the Saints, who last week beat down on them Patriots. I am taking the Saints. I think the Saints have a better defense. Jameis Winston went back to being Jameis Winston last week, or the week before that. So I'm going with the Saints in this one. But my father, surprise, is going with the Giants. He texted me saying he's going to take the lead this week. So there's a lot of games where we're picking differently. Then we have the Browns taking on the Vikings, who last week just couldn't get it done. Actually, sorry, last week they got it done against Seattle. We'll talk about Seattle in a second because I don't know what's going on with Seattle. I'm actually going Cleveland in this one. I really like the way the Browns are working. I really like the way their offense is moving and their defense. I'm going Cleveland. So is my dad. Then we have the 0-3 Lions, who last week, 66-yard field goal last week. Sorry, Lions. 66-yard field goal against the Ravens. They lost. Taking on the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, who Justin Fields. I'm going with the Lions in this one. I actually think the Lions might pull this one off. They just almost beat the Ravens last week, if not for a very long field goal. But that's going Chicago. I guess he thinks that Fields is going to bounce back, or I think maybe Andy Dalton might come back. I don't know. They said they don't know between Dalton, Fields, and Foles. It is absolutely a dumpster fire in Chicago. So we'll see how that all pans out. Then we have the Houston Texans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Real quick, it's going to be the Bills. It just depends on how much it's going to be the Bills. It's going to be the Bills. Then we have the Washington football team taking on the Atlanta Falcons, both 1-2. As Falcons got that win over the Giants. We're both going Washington. We think that Washington is the better team here. The Falcons beat the Giants, who are, again, bottom of the tier. We're going to go with that. Then we have the Seattle Seahawks, who 2 losses in a row. Tennessee. Then last week, losing that game. Hey, Chihuahua to the Vikings. Taking on the 49ers. Lost to the Packers because you gave Aaron Rodgers too much time. And he threw about 3 passes, got it downfield, they kicked the field goal, they won. I'm going with Seattle in this one. I think Seattle's going to bounce back, and I see Seattle. This is a division game. Teams play differently in division games, and my dad thinks it's the 49ers. 49ers did play well. Jimmy Garoppolo did play well. They do that thing where, they throw in their rookie quarterback for certain goal line plays. But I'm going Seattle. My dad's going with the 49ers. Then we have the undefeated teams of the Cardinals taking on those Los Angeles Rams, who beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week home. Cardinals beating down on the Jags. I'm actually going with the Rams in this one, so is my dad. It's the defense. We really like the way the Rams defense is playing, and they are home. Then we have the Steelers taking on those Packers. Those 2-1 Packers. Steelers got beat down by the Cincinnati Bengals 24-10 last week. And I think it was the first time, and they said 15 years that has happened in Pittsburgh, going up against those Bengals. I'm going with Green Bay. My dad's going with Green Bay. You just watch Ben Roethlisberger play, and he just looks like he needs to hang those cleats up. He just looks out of whack. So we are both going with Green Bay. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens heading to Denver to take on the undefeated Denver Broncos, who beat... I'll say this about the Broncos, right? I don't want to toot their horn a little too much, but you played the Jets, you played the Jaguars, you played the Giants. All of those teams have not won a game. Now you're facing the Baltimore Ravens, who are actually pretty good. I'm going with the Ravens. My father also going with the Ravens. Then we have, now I normally say the Dolphins game is the pinnacle of the games, but this game, Sunday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers head into New England to take on those Patriots. Tom Brady returning to New England to take on his old team that he played for so long, brought him 6 Super Bowl championships. It's just like you couldn't make this up. The pinnacle of pinnacle games this week. I'm going with Tampa Bay. My father's going with Tampa Bay. I think the Patriots are young, and I think that they don't have it. Their quarterback is all right. He still is a little bit of a dink and dunker. I'm going with Tampa Bay and their defense, and I think Tom Brady's going to go in there, and he's going to shut it down. It's going to be real interesting. Real interesting. And then we have the Monday night game. The 3-0 Raiders, who just barely beat those Dolphins. If you want to know how I feel about it, go watch my other videos, because I am very upset with certain plays, but just barely beat the Dolphins, taking on those Chargers, who are real hot. Justin Herbert playing real well. Throwing a little costly interceptions here and there, but he's still playing real well. Me and my father are both taking the Chargers in this one. They're home, and again, the Raiders barely beat the Dolphins. If it wasn't for some tic-tacky calls, and if it wasn't for no call, again, I'm not going to talk about it, I think the Dolphins would have won it, and it would have been a 2-1 team taking on a 2-1 team. And then finally, the game that I'm looking forward to, besides Tampa Bay, Indianapolis Colts, winless Indianapolis Colts, heading to Miami to take on those Dolphins. I will give you a full breakdown of what I think of this game and my prediction in tomorrow's preview video. But my dad is taking the Dolphins, like I always tell you guys. It doesn't matter, rain, shine, snow, sleet. My father's picking Miami all day, every day. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the picks. If I picked 4 against your team, please comment below. Let me know. Call me stupid. Call me great. Whatever you want, comment below. And I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. This comment comes from Sigs. I think that's how you say your name. He says, comment of the day. Hey, Doug, do you think that because Tua might be out for a bit and Brissett having some minor issues, that we will bring in a free agent quarterback like Cam Newton? And I've heard this talked about. They're saying, I think Tua will be back for the Jacksonville game. I think they'll put a flak jacket on him. And the kid does play through toughness. I know a lot of people want to call him, oh, why would you take yourself out? Or I can't believe this type of hit took him out. It's here nor there. I'm not going to get into too much detail on that. But I do think Tua will be back for the Jags game. I think this week and next week we're going to go with Brissett. It has to be minimum of 3 weeks anyway. And I think going overseas, it will be Tua versus Trevor Lawrence. Brissett, his problems, and you saying him having minor issues, you're not wrong. Go watch yesterday's video where I broke down film of the Raiders game. He tend to look at receivers too long instead of he holds the ball too long, and he seems a little indecisive on his throws. And for a 6-year vet, he needs to be more decisive on his throws. No, I don't think they're going to bring in a vet. I don't think they'll bring in like a Cam Newton or whatever other name you're thinking of out there, because they have to learn the playbook. And by the time you learn the playbook and all that stuff, Tua will be back. Will they trade for a quarterback? I'm not gonna jump on that. But if they do it, I won't be surprised. And if they don't, I won't be surprised. At this point, you can't really be surprised by anything. But thank you so much, Sigs, for the comment. I hope I answered it. I do think they're going to stick with Tua and Brissett, and I think Tua will be back for the Jacksonville game. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment below, like I said. Hit the thumbs up. It lets me know, hey, Doug, keep doing these picks videos. I know the picks videos aren't the most popular on this channel, being that it's predominantly a Dolphins channel. But by hitting that thumbs up and by letting me know, it lets me know, hey, keep doing the picks videos. I'm subscribed to them, and I'm not a Dolphin fan, and I like when you talk about my team, because this is when I mostly get to talk about other teams. So be sure to comment below. And other than that, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm breaking down the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be a good one. But like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins up.